Welcome to this edition of 5 Minutes of Lean. Today's topic, efficient meetings. I want to start this topic just by presenting a string of questions or thoughts for you to consider about meetings that you either run or attend. So first thing is, do you ever do any other work while you're in the meeting? Have you ever attended a meeting to discuss a problem that has not been documented and the conversation rambles in many different directions? Have you gone to meetings with no advance clue what they're really about? Do you feel like some meetings you attend or run accomplish absolutely nothing? Do you typically attend 3 or more meetings in a day? Have you ever stopped doing something important to go to a wasteful meeting? And lastly, would you rather be stuck in a crowded elevator than attend certain meetings? So now I want to talk about kind of two basic types of meetings, and a lot of people will separate these into two big overall buckets. So we'll show you some buckets here. So this first bucket is status update meetings. Typically a lot of waste. A lot of folks, I completed blah 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 this week and plan on completing blah 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 next week. Here's what the metrics looked like last quarter. Things like that. Typically things that could have been posted somewhere, could have been available in a dashboard, could have been sent out in an email. So a lot of folks have heard the saying, here was another meeting that could have been an email. So a lot of those kind of update meetings fall into those kind of categories and will meet a lot of that criteria that we just had you ponder. We're going to talk about a different bucket. So working meetings. So these are the types of meetings where teams are actually completing tasks and deliverables. They're actually changing something, creating an improvement, not just talking about stuff. So how do we get there? So we're going to talk about some elements of a great meeting. So first, right on top here, start on time, end on time. Good engagement has a lot to do with respect for people. And a good way to show that you respect somebody is to respect their time. So starting on time and ending on time is critical. Have goals and an agenda ahead of the meeting. Give people opportunity to comment on those goals and that agenda. If they're not getting anything from those goals or that agenda, or they need to get something that's not listed there, give them an opportunity to provide that feedback ahead of the meeting. Only have the needed attendees there based on the goals of that meeting and the agenda of that meeting. If it's a recurring meeting, your invitation list might fluctuate based on what you're trying to accomplish that day. Use minimal slides. Most folks do not stay engaged if they're on a meeting where they're just reading slides or in a meeting where they're reading slides. Try to keep the slides minimal. Make sure there's a clear list of action items. Also, ensure that there's engagement. The leader should not be doing all of the talking. The full team should be engaged to get value out of that meeting. Always try to allow some time at the end to review your goals and your action items. Go to each person. Understand if you're meeting their goals of the meeting. Make sure everybody is clear on what their expectations are for the action items coming out of that meeting. And also, get voice of the customer about the meeting. Is it long enough? Is it the right duration? Is it the right atmosphere, the right room, the right type of meeting, being virtual or in person? Length, attendees, things like that are all great questions to ask about your meeting to ensure that it's bringing the right amount of value to your team. You do those things and you'll have great engagement. And with great engagement comes sustainability, comes effective change, comes improvement, and excitement and energy are all part of that. So hold a great meeting and people will be excited and happy to come to your meeting and get more work done. So what? Now that we know this, what do? I suggest you evaluate the meetings you attend or run for the elements of a great meeting that were presented here. Consider what you learned as you set up any new meetings. Speak up if you're not finding value in the meetings that you are attending. If you're being invited to one and you don't have an agenda or goals, ask for it. Spread a culture of less meetings creating more value. Understand the cost benefit. Value compared to cost. How much does this meeting cost me? How much value does it bring? Increase the value of your time. Get out of meetings you don't belong in. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed this topic and keep improving.